just a smidge. Good. Ask him to flex a little to the right. Push him with your right seat bone, your right leg, a little bit to the left rein. Slow him down just a little bit so when you push him, he does not accelerate. So when you push a horse to bend, if you keep your seat moving at the same pace and then give a little half halt if needed, you can push him to move over rather than he thinks you might have asked him to go faster, okay? Good. You just keep pressing down on that right side of his back. Don't let him go any quicker when you do that. Good. Aim your bear down, that French press down into his back. Slow him down a little bit. Keep the walk within his body. Again, shorten your inside rein because he's a little too light on the inside. Okay, you need to have a little more contact on the inside of his mouth. Good. Like that. Have a little contact on the inside of his mouth. A little more because you have more on the left than you have on the right. So widen your right hand. Bring your right elbow back a little bit. Keep a feel with his right side of his mouth. Good. So he has to go down a channel between both. Good. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Good. And then trot on. Keep your knee up a little bit. Think about how that was really effective. Good. Okay. So here's where we also now start to go, okay, we need to go across more ground. Okay? The tempo is quite good, but he needs to boogie on a little bit. The legs need to move more forward. So you need to give him a little bump with your leg, and then the thing that you're going to increase is how far you post. The thrust of the rise is going to go farther, as if you had strings attached to his hind ankles to your seat bones, and you're going to pull his hind legs forward with you every time you go up. There, and then give him a little bump. Say, come on. Go, horse. Kick. There. So he has to almost have this little confidence to open up. He's like, but I only go to here. And it's like, no. Go more. Good. And loosen his neck a little bit. Good. Keep your tummy really strong. Keep that front press and really post up to the top. Push him out again. There you go. There you go. There you go. Good. Now he's opening up and tracking up, huh? Yeah, I like that. A little shorter inside rein. Keep a little feel with that right rein. Supple him just a little bit by a little press and push with your right leg and then soften. A little press with your right rein, push him with your right leg and soften. You just do that there. Then he comes a little bit more soft on the right side of his body, and then he swings better. So you just compress a little bit the right side, push him over a little laterally. A little bending lateral push is quite good when the horse is a little bit tight, because you can push him, but not just only directly forward. This is quite classic. Good. You're coming up to the top, pulling his hind legs with you, pulling his, there you go. Very well done. Let's just scoot down just a little bit so we don't run over Monica. Good. Keep getting up to the top of the rise. Super. Good. Good. And should we see him up to the canter? Sure. I like this trot. I think this is quite an improved trot. Okay, that's not half bad. Forward a little bit more. What you want to do is you want to reach your hip back for each stride and then push a little forward with your inside seat bone now, after you reach back at every step. So you want to keep your knee in front of you and your heel up. And push now. And give him a little push with your legs. Good. And let your hand go forward as your hip goes forward a little bit. Good. Like that, okay? Because he's a little sensitive. He gets a little stuffy easily. So how is this compared to normal?
It's good. Well, we got the canter transition, so
Oh.
I'm calling it a success.
So this is a little more than normal?
His canter's actually...
He's got a pretty good canter.
It's always been pretty good. It's
Yeah.
just
I mean, this is...
sometimes he used to snake his neck.
Yep. But this is pretty nice, okay? He's covering ground. He's in a nice shape in his neck. Just keep the back of your seat bones a little more down and make sure your seat goes fully back for every stride that you push fully forward and through him. Every now and then he blocks a little in his top line, and you just have to press a little more down with your inside seat. There, and push him up a little bit. Super, and that's plenty. Good. And then push him up a little bit. When you feel him get just a little tight, then you kind of want to iron him forward just a little bit. Good. And then iron him forward. There you go. Very nice in the piano. Super. Love it. Good. Transition back to trot. Yep. So find your rising again. Good. Does he canter well on the other side?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's walk and let's look at your sitting trot for just a second, because I think that might be more useful than little tense when you first picked it up, and you just kind of have to, as you feel it being a little lumpy, a little tight, you just kind of have to iron it through and know that your hip reaches as far back as then it comes forward, okay? If it gets a little straight up and down, doesn't have enough back forward, he'll get a little tense, okay? So it's backward, just like in the walk has a back face and a forward face, okay? So in your sitting trot is not about necessarily just gluing onto the trot and hoping it works out. It's about being able to kind of move. It's like doing a miniature post attached to the saddle. And it's twice as fast as posting because you're on every single step, okay? And you have to be able to sort of keep your abs real firm, keep being able to, as he goes up, move up with him and forward, open up your hip just a little bit. And then as he comes down, you have to be able to kind of push down so that you can go all the way to the bottom of the trot. He lifts you up, you push down, okay? So, and what happens when people start to bump is the horse lifts the rider up. The rider stays up a fraction too long and then misses the down, okay? So you have to kind of push down as he goes up. You need to start pushing down, okay? He'll lift you up, you push down, and you keep a reasonable amount of tone in the down the whole time, okay? So it's not like he lifts you up, you go stringy, and then you go cocoon, okay? It's more like you become like a fraction easier to lift up, and then you push. A fraction easier, then you push, okay? And it's the ability to kind of push in the down phase of the trot that keeps one sitting the trot, okay? And the sense that you will go up and forward with him. You don't get left behind the movement, okay? And you're gonna have to keep those knees and thighs right up there, okay? And let's see your sitting trot. But I think that's probably more useful than camping the other way. Good. And then you keep your tummy really solid from your stomach and your back, not wiggle when you sit. Good. You keep the back of your butt down where I had you before. Good. And you think you want to elongate his trot just a little bit. So sit a little slower so the down phase lasts a little longer. Good. Then push him with your legs as he goes forward. This is like controlling the posting, okay? So when he tries to trot faster, you keep sitting in your timing, and then you push him up with your leg again. You say trot there. Then he trots bigger until he got a little fussy, okay? Good. And push him again with your leg. You say trot bigger. There. And when he trots bigger, there's actually more time for your seat. Can you feel that difference?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you push him up again. There. Now this is pretty sticky, huh?
Yeah.
I like this. Good job. Excellent. You keep your abs strong, you keep matching him with your stomach, you keep your lower back firm, you keep, basically pushing down, and then pushing, give him a little bump with your leg, you want to take a bigger step. You're willing to take a longer, bigger step, but you're not willing to go faster, okay? Good for you. And then push him up a little bit again. Stay a little bit back on your seat. Your little vices, you get a little forward sometimes. Pubic bone up. Think you have to give him room for his withers to come up. There you go. Your midsection staying really strong. Really good. And then you notice his right side's really pretty good.
Yeah.
He's not being that little bit, I won't bend to the right. Good. Transition to canter from this.